Well, lots of people up in Boston and lawmakers on Capitol Hill observed a moment of silence for the Boston Marathon bombing victims this afternoon, shortly after news broke out that Dzhokhar Tsarnaev had been charged. And as WENY-HD's Washington correspondent Ted Fioraliso tells us, some lawmakers don't like the fact that he's being charged as a civilian. They're still seeking enemy combatant status for the suspect.
He will not be treated as an enemy combatant.
White House spokesman Jay Carney put rumors to rest today when he announced the lone surviving Boston Marathon bombing suspect would be tried in a civilian court.
We have a long history here of successfully prosecuting terrorists and bringing them to justice. And the president fully believes that that process will work in this case.
While Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says the Obama administration's decision to try Tsarnaev in federal court is the right one, he's still seeking enemy combatant status for Tsarnaev. Graham says that would allow investigators to question the suspect for national security purposes without a lawyer being present.
The information will never be used in a court of law against the suspect. It will be used to protect us. And the last thing in the world we should do in the times in which we live is to limit our ability to gather intelligence to the criminal justice system.
Because the case against Tsarnaev will not proceed in a state court, the death penalty will be available, and that has bipartisan support.
Given the facts that I've seen, it would be appropriate to use the death penalty in this case, and I hope they would apply it in federal court.
Meanwhile, some are now wondering how the Boston bombings will affect negotiations on comprehensive immigration reform.
Let no one be so cruel as to try to use the heinous acts of these two young men last week to derail the dreams and futures of millions of hard-working people.
Lawmakers are also trying to find answers as to how older brother Tamerlan Tsarnaev fell through the cracks, with all we know now about his radical posts online and his lengthy trip to Russia. In Washington, I'm Ted Fioraliso.